My planning process is messy. If you've watched my other Writers Rambles videos, then I think this will be apparent already. I like having the freedom to let my creativity thrive. I use mind mappings a lot during my planning process, and this has helped me with my writing. For those of you who are new here, let me introduce myself. My name is K.T.KAYE. I'm a published author with 2 novels released and many more on the way. However, this was not my original career path. I was originally an actress and I did my degree in Masters in Theatre. I even had my own solo show for a while, and the wheelchair dance routines that I still upload just for fun on this channel were a part of that. I did not study writing, and because of this I've often felt lacking. I'm still learning, still discovering new things about writing and about this industry, and I'm sure there are other people out there, perhaps watching this video, who are like me, like to write but have never studied the art and feel a little bit lost in the writing world. So I decided to start a new series on this channel where I uncover and learn about different aspects of writing together, and where I share with you my writer's rambles. One of you lovely viewers left a comment on one of my other videos asking me how I use mind mapping during my writing process, and whether I had a slightly more structured approach to using them. As I said earlier, my planning process is messy. However, mind maps can be used in a more organised method for creative writing, which I will share with you in this video. I've always used mind maps, whether for writing or university work. Mind maps have always been my go-to when starting a project. I always like to handwrite my mind maps, but there are digital mind mapping tools out there that might be helpful for you who prefer to keep all your documents on one computer file. The key to a mind map is having a starting point, a central bubble of which all your ideas will bounce off. In terms of writing, this can be whatever is key to your novel. Often I use my first idea, be it a character or a setting or a vibe. In the case of this video, let us use an example I've used in the past, which is of a troll who likes blue socks. Place this as the key idea in the centre and let your ideas flow. The thing about a mind map is that what you write can be totally random, and one idea quickly leads to another. When it comes to a novel idea, I think of those basics again: the who, the why, the where and the what. I consider the setting, the characters, and anything else I can think about for the novel, and allow them to become the broad strokes, the first branches of the mind map. Then I start to build more branches. The thing that makes a mind map such great solo brainstorming tools is that each idea should stem off into a new idea, steadily creating a productive tree of ideas. Look at each of those first branches you wrote and try and think of 5 more things that remind you of it. Again, these ideas can be totally random and you do not have to use any of them. The whole exercise is just about sparking ideas. Then look at each sub-branch and see what that reminds you of, and keep the ideas flowing. You probably won't use most of these ideas, but your initial mind map isn't about creating a solid plan for your story, but rather to get your creative juices flowing. Once the map is complete, you can take out any ideas that you liked and start a new mind map with them, and start developing ideas all over again. Setting a time limit can also be a good idea when you're at the beginning stages. I like to listen to a playlist of songs that either suit the mood of the novel that I want to write, so will inspire ideas, or is filled with songs that will hype me up during my mind mapping process. I know that some people dislike mind maps because they feel overwhelmed by the blank page, or because they dislike the messiness of them. However, mind maps can be more structured. Again, we start with a central idea. However, this time we set the first branches to different aspects of your novel: the setting, the theme, the characters, the aesthetic, the plot. Do the same process as before, but this time you keep your ideas located in set areas of the page, and your ideas become more organised. The key thing to remember about mind maps is that no one is going to see them. They are purely a tool to use to develop your ideas. They do not need to be perfect, it's just brainstorming. I hope this video has been useful to you and has answered the question that was initially set. I love using mind maps, but I know they are not for everyone. It might not work for you, but that's okay. Writing is subjective, and sometimes we have to find out what doesn't work in order to find out what does. That brings us to the end of this ramble and this video. Do you use mind mapping in your planning? Or do you have another method of brainstorming that you like to use? If you have any other methods, please comment them below. I look forward to learning something new, and perhaps you might be able to help out a fellow writer. Until next time, my lovely bookish friends.